Now, let me go to Margaret Cox, who's Managing Director of the ICE Group. And this morning week, she joined us as a past pupil of the Holy Trinity School in Merview. But at the end of that programme, we had a quick conversation about an initiative that they're bringing forward for Ireland, indeed, which is a 4-day working week. And Forbes asked the question in March of this year, is it time for a 4-day working week? The world took notice and they've taken action in the ICE Group. Margaret, good morning to you.
Good morning, Keith. How are you?
Good, thanks. Nice to talk to you again. How will this, 4-day working week rather than the 5-day working week, how would this work, can I ask you?
So I guess the way I look at it is you start with a 3-day weekend, you work for 4 days, you get paid for 5, and we aim then to continue to deliver 100% customer satisfaction to our client base.
To go through that again, so you have a 3-day working week.
So start with a 3-day weekend. So for instance, people their weekend might start on a Friday, so they'll be off on Friday, Saturday and Sunday. They'll work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Other people will be off Saturday, Sunday and Monday, and they work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. So you have 3-day weekends every week, and you only work for 4 days.
And what about a bank holiday weekend if you take the Monday? How does that work for you?
So one of the terms and conditions, if you like, in the process is that where the bank holiday weekend is on a Monday, when there is a Monday, everybody works 4 days. So some people who normally are off on Monday will have to get that day or paid at a different time, because we have to maintain the 4 days every week, otherwise we wouldn't be able to make this a success. So that's one of the small idiosyncrasies of the system. But every week, with the exception of probably Christmas, will be a 3-day weekend and 4 days working. And
can I ask you then, do you say you get paid for 5 days then, so do you have to fit everything into the 4 days, or does the employee have to fit everything into the 4 days?
So, having worked with the team and having discussed it, and we've looked, and we did some training on the 24th of May on our Smart Day, where we brought the whole company together, and we brought a lady from Dublin, Valerie Pierce, who's involved in critical and creative thinking. So we sat down and we said, well, what will be the challenges? How can we continue to do our job? We don't want to be in a situation where there will be more stress. The whole idea of this is that we come into work every week energised, we have more energy, we have more focus, and we're more productive. So the number of hours we work in the week will, in general, be much less than they were. We may work a 9-hour day, probably for the 4 days, and our belief and what the team believes is not even my belief, it's what the team believes, is that they will get their job done because they will be more focused. We'll have some additional tools that we're going to bring into the business in terms of managing ourselves better, and we'll still be able to deliver the same service and the same amount of work.
And how can you monitor? How do you monitor that? How do you get the key performance indicator, the word that you love? How do you get all of those in place to make sure the job has been done?
Well, in fairness, we probably, as an organisation, would be fairly well set up to measure the work that people do. So the key performance indicators are in place, and people know how many customers they need to talk to, how many jobs they need to fill, how many training courses they need to deliver. And what we need to do as a team, and this is the great thing about this initiative, the sense of ownership from the team is such that we're going to do whatever it takes to make sure that we get this 3-day weekend and that we deliver 100% customer service to our customers, so that nobody at the end of the day feels that they've lost out. So, one of the things that came up when we were thinking, well, how will we make this work? Somebody said, well, you don't come in with a hangover to work Monday to Thursday. Now, hopefully I don't have people coming into work with hangovers anyway.
Any day, yeah.
But the whole idea, any day, but the whole idea was they're going to rearrange their lives. If you have a doctor's appointment, you arrange your doctor's appointment, not for one of the days you're working, because then you have this full day off, whether it's a Monday or a Friday, and that's when you go to a doctor's appointment or you make alternative arrangements to do something that you might have been taking time off to do. You're able to do it in those off days. So small little changes like that on the personal level and on the business level will make a huge difference. Our lunch break will be half an hour. People need to take a little bit more. That's fair enough. But we believe, and even if you look at it yourself, when we all work in a bank holiday week, and the work still gets done, even though we've just had 4 days. So very little carries forward to the next week because we're focused We really want to get the work done, and we want to be able to close the door on a Friday evening and go home with a sense of satisfaction. That's my job done, and I don't have to worry about it till next week. And for our team, what it'll mean is when they close the door on the Friday evening or on the Thursday evening, they have those 3 days to get ready before they come back in the next week to start again.
Situation, I mean, just looking at the timings, and so would it be an 8 a.m. start, and then you finish, say, 5:30, and you get your half an hour for lunch? You do that, say, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you're off Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or vice versa on a Monday. So are they the timings you're looking at?
So something like that. So again, one of the things that the team has been challenged with is within their own business units, because we deliver training, we place people in jobs, we do an outsourced payroll service. So every unit has different, I suppose, different parameters. And what we've been tasked to do and what we've asked them to do and what we're working with them on is how will it work in your business. So in one team, for instance, in our recruitment team, some people will have to choose to do the Monday to Thursday, other people will have to choose to do the Tuesday to Friday. Some people who have to perhaps drop children to school won't be able to do an 8 o'clock start, so they'll do a later start and a later finish, whereas other people will do an earlier start, and that suits them better because they're missing traffic and they're getting away earlier in the evening. So those are the kind of things, I guess, that we've put to the team, and that we're saying, okay, let's come up with the solutions, let's figure it out together, so that they own the process.
And I mean, for other companies listening, or employers listening, or employees indeed, where can they get further details on this? I take it they can go to the ICE website and get details, but who are you trying to educate in this regard?
Well, we're the first in Ireland who have really gone out and sort of said 3-day weekend, 4-day work week, 5 days pay. And we're trying to measure things as we go along. We've done a number of different surveys. We're putting the communication strategy that we started off with, we're starting to put that on the website. It's 4dayweek.ie. All of the learnings as we go along, we'll be doing blogs. We'll be honest about the challenges that we face. We'll be honest about the wins that we make. I think it's just about motivating and making life better for our team. One of the things, and you know Phelan very well, and in fairness, he would have had, this is the germ of the idea. He's made this happen because he did all the research on it. And his idea is the work that we do in our business, we change people's lives. We may get them a job, we may find them, we would train them, we may expand their promotional opportunities, but we change their lives. For the customers, when we fill a vacancy, we change their life. And what we wanted to do was to give back to our people and change the lives of our employees. So that's what we're doing. We hope that other people will be interested and want to learn from it, and we'll share our learnings. And for us, it's about greater productivity. It's about better staff retention. It's about talent acquisition, having that unique edge when we want to go out to the market and hire people, because we're expecting to do more business. So all of the data, it will be available on 4dayweek.ie, or indeed anybody who knows me or anybody who wants to contact us in the office in ICE Group, we'd be happy to talk to them.
All right. Somebody just said here to the programme, Margaret Cox, an inspiration when she has some spare time and some time off. Could she come and straighten out the health service, please? You're a fantastic and open-minded person. So this is Emer. Margaret, thank you for joining us. Margaret Cox, Managing Director of the ICE Group. If you want to get further details, just go to 4-Day Week, www, all that stuff, .4dayweek.ie from there. And that's 4dayweek.ie for further detail, as in the numerical 4 from there.